Hello again. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to estimate square roots using upper and lower bounds. Ooh, it sounds so technical, but it's not. It's okay. It's easy. Here's Joe. Joe has a problem. I have a problem. What is the square root of 43? How is Joe supposed to do this without a calculator? Easy. I can estimate using upper and lower bounds. Okay, what exactly does Joe mean when he says I can estimate using upper and lower bounds? Okay, let's look at the problem. He needs to look for the square root of 43. And we know 43 because of the squares and squares, cubes, and roots worksheet that you did. We know that 43 is not a perfect square. So what Joe needs to do, he has to look for a lower bound and an upper bound that is a perfect square. It's like a perfect square sandwich. Okay? So let's look at 43. What is the nearest perfect square to 43? Joe? 43. I think 49 is close to 43. Fantastic. Okay, so why don't we just put square root of 43 here? And since 49 is greater than 43, I'm going to put 49 here. Guess what? Joe found an upper bound. Now, what about the lower bound? What are we going to put here? The closest perfect square to 43 would be 36! Wonderful! Okay, so 36. So now Joe found the lower bound. Okay, so let's look at this and use our greater than, less than sign. Okay, so this means the square root of 43 would be greater than the square root of 36, but less than the square root of 49. Okay, and so to simplify it, this is how it's going to look like. The square root of 43 is greater than 6 but less than 7. Okay? Look at that. That's it. And you leave your answer that way. Let's try another one. 78, okay? So, let's look at square root of 78. Now, what would be the upper bound? What is the closest perfect square to 78? Huh? What'd you say, Joe? Oh, 81. Fantastic. Okay, square root of 81 would be the upper bound. And what would be the lower bound? 64. Thank you very much, Joe. 64. And again, we can say that the square root of 78 we estimate to be greater than the square root of 64 but less than the square root of 81. So how do we write this? Again, square root of 78 is greater than 8 but less than 9. So that's it. That's what upper and lower bound is. Okay, we're just saying that 8 is the lower bound. We cannot go lower than 8. And 9 is the upper bound. It cannot go higher than 9. Okay? Any questions on this one? You can ask me in class or you can send an email. Okay? Bye-bye.